Hey guys, I'm Indrik from Czech DC-9 project. Hey, sitting in the cockpit of DC-9er, and as I promised, I will show you how the lights works in the DC-9er. I have to say we connected all the lights in the interior lights in the cockpit according to the maintenance manual that we have available, and few of them are also connected to the the circuit breakers, but that's just only a few of them. The plan is we will connect all the lights through the circuit breakers, but we didn't do that yet. So basically, what the lights are doing, the lights are divided into different sections and into different purpose. One of the section is the floodlights. The other section, the major section, is the panel lights, or as you may call it also the backlight. So, but we will keep the term panel light because it actually is the panel that is shining. So now about the floodlights. There are two types of floodlights: white and red. And these are another way. The light sections are divided into sections. So one section is the captain's control panel, instrument panel. The other section is the glass shield with the engine instrument panels and the pedestal. The other section is the first officer's panel, and the other section is the overhead panel. The middle section has also the panel lights divided into two sections, so I can control the backlight or the panel light of the engine instrument panel and the pedestal separately. But the other lights, the floodlights, are controlled together. There are also other lights, like the cockpit floodlights. That's these lights that just floods the cockpit with the light. And another lights are the map light and the briefcase light. So the map light is shining to your knees, or you can adjust where you want it to be pointed, and the briefcase lights is pointing to the briefcase here. So that's the type of light. Oh yeah, and below the glass shield there are two different lights for the mind control panels, the instrument panels, and these are fluorescent. So let's now see how it all works. Each panel or each section can be controlled by its own panel. This panel is for pedestal and the engine instrument panel. And you see these two are for the panel lights. The small is for the engine instrument panel lights, and the big is for the pedestal. This is for the red, and this is for the white flood. So let's start with a white flood. You see the instrument panel is lighted by light bulbs installed below the glass shield, and also the pedestal is lighted by these lights up near the overhead. So that's the white flood. Then there is a red flood, which has 10 options. You see it's red now, and also the pedestal is lit by a red light installed also in the overhead. Or so these are the center panel and pedestal, and these two, the small, as I said, is for the center panel, the main instrument panel, and the glass shield, and the big is for the pedestal. So here is how it looks when the pedestal and the engine instrument panel is shining. Also the hydraulic pressure for the brakes are shining, the fire panel and this SAT gouge is shining. But sure, you can combine all these together so that you have nice mood in your cockpit. The other is the captains and first officers instrument panel. So now this should be white. This is the white, but normal white yellow, and this is the fluorescent. It takes a while until the fluorescent lamp is shining, and normally it has 10 positions, but we don't have the original ballast, so we only need it to 2 intensities, and that's made there are two tubes, and on one only one is shining, on the second both of them. And there is a red fill as well. Sure, this panel is not connected, so the panel light, backlight of the instruments and of the panel is not connected yet, but it is prepared. The same works for the first officer's panel, and the next one is the overhead. This is the control panel. Here is the white flat, which is currently you cannot see anything because the light is here behind me. So if I move the seat a little bit forward, you see it floods. This light bulb there on the circuit breaker panel is pointing to the overhead panel. The second light and the red light should be on the other side, on the first officer's back wall, but it is not installed, so we don't have these lights there. And so the red should be here on this wall, which is not installed, and the panel light, of course, is working. So this is the panel light for the overhead panel, and you see everything is shining. And sure, there is a cockpit floodlights. That's these 2 lights here. If I put this switch on, cockpit flood, off, on, alternate thunderstorm, on. Now this is shining just to the cockpit. I can move. There are 2 light bulbs in each of them, so I can turn on one on both, and the both is the alternate thunderstorm. If this thunderstorm switch is not working, then you have alternate thunderstorm lights available. How the thunderstorm lights works, we'll turn off on the floodlights here, and you'll see that. So no flood here, no flood here, no flood here. And if I turn on the thunderstorm light switch, all the lights, the floodlights will go on automatically, including all 4 of the fluorescent lamps. That's because if there is a thunderstorm, you need as much light in the cockpit as possible to avoid the blindness caused by lightning in the storm. So this is how the lights works in our DC-9er. I mean, for example, these fuel quantic gauges have its own logic. So if I turn off the backlight completely, or the panel light, they start to have its own day, let's say the day backlight. So this is pretty cool. And yep. So that's the lights and the DC-9er. I hope you like my video as always, and hope to see you next time. Bye bye. Inject.